again, I'll say it again, the very first FanFest ever of the World Series champion, San Francisco. And again, I don't think I need to introduce these guys to you, but for formalities, Vida Blue, Bruce Bochy, Cain. We'll pass the mic around, and I know that people have a lot of questions, so you know what, let's just get right into that since we're starting a couple minutes late here. So anybody have questions for these guys? I imagine somebody does. Go ahead. No?
I got a question.
Here we go.
I got a question.
Hey, I got a question for all you guys. You always hear about all these high-profile players, Adam LaRoche, Prince Fielder, Matt Holliday, that never want to come here because of the field, how it plays, they hate it. Winning the World Series, how do you think that changed their opinion?
Well, sure. You know, that's not the case with all the players, although some players, you're right, it's a pitcher's ballpark, and they want to put up numbers and help them with their contract the following year. But I think without question, the fact that we've won the World Series here and the pitching staff that we have has definitely made the players want to come here. Because as you play in the major leagues, you get one thing on your mind, and that's to win the World Series. And they know this team has that ability now, you know, with what happened last year, and that we can do it. Tejada, for example, you know, he's getting at the stage of his career. The only place he wanted to play was where he had a chance to win. That's why he came to San Fran. And really, it's the case with a lot of players that I found this winter in the winter meetings that they had a lot of interest in coming here because of what happened last year.
Yeah, I mean, that's perfect. You really can't add anything to it, yeah.
Good job.
But let him make the decisions.
I'll hand the mic over now to Marty Lurie. What a crowd, huh? What a day for a ball game. The field looks great. Well, we're doing the questions. We're getting you going. It's great to be here. Let's go. Go ahead, right here. Hi, Matt. Bruce. Vida.
Marty, can't get here on time.
$4.99. You got to owe us.
I'm Kangaroo Court. Believe me, I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran of this. Go ahead.
So have you guys watched any of the highlights or any of the full games from the postseason? And if you have, how does that make you feel?
I actually haven't yet. I think I've tried to wait as long as possible. You know, I probably definitely after coming out for FanFest and stuff, I think I'm gonna get back. Me and my wife were talking about it. I was like, we're gonna have to go back home after this and enjoy it as well, like we did through the week.
Well, I want to ask Matt one question about that before Bruce and Vida answer.
Oh, okay.
Of the games you pitched in the postseason, which was your favorite?
You would think it'd be the World Series one, but I really feel like the one against Philadelphia. I've had up and down starts against them at times, and just, you know, the hype obviously was definitely for them, you know, and we just wanted to shut those guys down, and we did a good job of doing it.
Well, coming home 1-1 and going back 2-1, huge. And then, of course, the 6-5 game was amazing. All right, Bruce, you watched the videos and of the games?
Yes, I have actually. In fact, I had to come up here when they showed the videos for the first time, and you know, it's nice to see it and enjoy it, you know, versus being here at the time. Because I'm not gonna lie, it's stressful. As you guys are having fun, but
It's stressful for us too. It's stressful for us too.
Actually, you know, I went back to Florida. My sister had them. She had to show them to us. So I've seen them quite a few times, and I will say that it gives me goosebumps. You know, watch what these guys accomplish, and really neat deal.
So did you criticize the manager at all? Did you second guess?
That third game in Atlanta when Sanchez came out, I said, that was not good.
And Vida, do you get to see some of this?
I have the MLB Network. I've seen some of the highlights, but I just want to commend Matt Cain on the job that he did.
Yeah.
I got to say this when I was with the A's. I was 22, and it took a while for winning the World Series to sink in for me, but as exciting as the city got and the excitement that's still going on from the team winning it within the city of Northern California, you can't help but get chills when you watch those things, man. It was pretty cool.
Were you nervous in a World Series?
Like I just said, I was too young and too dumb to be nervous.
How about Matt? You ever have, I mean, you know, you're the veteran, my goodness, all that you've accomplished as a major league pitcher. Here you are in a World Series or against the Phillies, against the Braves. When you stand out there holding that ball, looking in at that first batter, what goes through your mind?
I mean, you're more excited about the whole entire situation. I think I went into the whole postseason of just thinking it's a lot of extra credit. This is the fun part of being able to play all year. You grind through 6 months, 7.5 months of spring training included, and this is the part that's supposed to be the really, really exciting part. And I think that's why we had so much fun. And you saw the clubhouse and the dugout so loose, is because everybody really took it that way.
Yeah. How about the manager? You ever get nervous at all? Yeah. I mean, you look very calm. You look like you're always having...
Yeah, you can't let that belie what's going on inside the party. Your will suspended so much. You're not nervous, but you just don't want to get to a situation where you may get surprised. So you do all your preparing before the game, but during the game, the wheels are turning all the time. So it's not nervous, but you're anticipating what the other manager's going to do or what you need to do.
Well, he didn't make a bad decision the whole postseason, right?
I appreciate it. But it's all, in our game, the moves you make, it always depends on the player, and he goes out there and gets it done and makes it look good. If he doesn't, then it wasn't a good move. I can't say enough about how 25 guys came together to play the ball, type of ball that we did.
They did good.
Go ahead, man. Those moves you made, you're like, I can't believe that actually worked.
For me and Matt, you probably sometimes do after a game. You do reflect back and go through the game, what you could have done different, and sure, there's a move or two. I can't believe it did that.
Yeah, the one I always wondered about, Tim Lincecum, the 8th inning against the Phillies. Wasn't it?
Well, we had talked at that time, and Saves and I were talking before the game about it, but we were kind of struggling a little bit in that 8th inning area, so we did not want this thing to go to Game 7, even though we're fine on the pitching side, but we really want to do all we could to win it there in their ballpark. So with Jonathan having his struggles at that time, we kind of had it set up with the bullpen. I went to Timmy and said, if you can pitch the 8th and help Willie get some outs here, we'll use you. He goes, I'm fine, I'm good to go. And he wanted to go, and he got one out there, and he did struggle a little bit, but they had a couple of great at-bats off. He threw some nice pitches, and they fouled them off, but all that was, between Rags, myself, and Sage, we had talked about this, and so he was prepared for it.
Boy, what a moment, huh? All right, let's go right here.
That's exactly my question. Game 6.
Then we'll get the mic. Let's get the mic.
Game 6 of the NLCS. What a coaching performance. 6 different pitchers in Game 6 of the NLCS. We're going to use you. But my question to you is,
Connected to CanBR?
what else were some other tough decisions in Game 6? Because that's one of the best coaching games I've ever seen. To employ 6 different pitchers. You're an awesome coach.
You're now the head coach, okay?
Well, on the first one with I was heading out to get Jonathan before the incident there, so that was done, and Rich is clear, but we had set up Baumgartner helping out, and like I said, Timmy, but the tough toughest probably was, bringing Willie in again and, asking him to get 5 outs. We really rode him hard and can't say enough about the job he did in the postseason. We used him quite a bit, and I think he was starting to show some signs there, but he's such a tough competitor and has a mental toughness about him you love, and he saved us.
Now that you've gone through a whole postseason and all the layers of the playoffs, you've gone through 162 and you win a division, do you handle the pitching any differently this year, now that you have that experience of seeing how these guys did during the postseason?
Marty, not really. I think that's going to be talked about a little too much. What I was proud of is how well these guys threw at the end of the year, and it's a credit to the conditioning that they kept themselves going throughout the season to be strong there at the end like they were. Now, as we get into spring training, we'll keep a watchful eye on them. We know they threw some innings, but as I had to tell you, you go back when he was pitching, that was nothing from 250 innings. So I think it's talked about a little too much. I think you look at each of these guys individually. A lot is being talked about. Baumgartner made a big jump from innings the year before, but you look at Madison, this is a big, strong country boy. I'm not worried about him at all. But they're late, and I think Rags does such a great job, because when we have a day off, we don't skip guys, and we give them their added rest. So, and Matt can probably answer that question too, probably better than me as far as how he feels.
Yeah, Matt, how do you do it? I mean, 220 innings consistently every year, and of course you go through the whole postseason. You don't give up an earned run, 22 innings without. And I'll say it again, and I said it to him, and I love the whole pitching staff, but he was the guy for me. He was the guy. But the strength of making it through, and we look at the great pitchers in the history of the game who pitched well in the playoffs, and the names that come out, the Gibsons in the world, and people like that. How do you do it? How do you keep that strength up the whole year?
I think it starts with getting something going in the off season. Keeping your conditioning going and keeping some kind of workout program going, and I think that's something you really have to stay with through spring training and through the season. And it works through the rotation, and it works through all of us. Everybody kind of holds everybody accountable. So if you feel like if you don't go out there and get your work done, you're letting your other guys down. So it's not just the other players, it's the staff and the training staff. So it's one of those things that you just feel held accountable for. To be able to not let anybody down. So it really pushes yourself to go through the whole postseason.
Do you set a goal before spring training starts? Did you set goals for yourself first?
It'd be great to answer that question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's the question?
Well, first of all, he and I do this all the time. Believe me, we just did it at the fantasy camp last week. I forgot the question. No, the question was, how do you make it through October? How do you keep the strength up the whole season?
Like Matt is saying, in baseball now, it's like a 12-month process. And when I was playing, I could go to camp 10 pounds overweight, 15 pounds overweight. The managers don't want you to do that now. Your trainers, they send you this letter saying, we want you to come to camp at X number of pounds, and because those games in April are just as important as those games in September. So conditioning is a big part of professional sports, and guys know that, as Matt just said, this is your livelihood, and you want to get out there and be as good as you can be, and without letting your teammates down, because they're expecting big things out of you. You should be expecting that out of yourself also. But I think the managers and the Giants have this manager here and the Giants pitching staff have a lot of good things going on.
Yeah, I think it's amazing, honestly. It's a credit, and why all this happened is that sometimes in postseason you'll see one or two pitchers who'll carry a team through the postseason, but you guys really had a whole staff ready to go in a postseason. I thought it really was one of the most amazing. And Matt, I'll ask you, do you set goals for yourself before spring training starts? And I know individual goals, everyone wants to see a pitcher win 20 games. For you, it maybe just pitch 220 innings and you know you're going to have a good season. But do you set personal goals?
Yeah, I mean, my biggest thing is always just to make every starter be healthy and get the 200 plus innings mark. It's always an accomplishment. you know, to be able to pitch more innings than you did last year. It's just, you just feel good about it. You know, so I think that's my biggest thing is it's hard to go out there and say, hey, I want to win 15 or 20 games or strike out this many guys, because it's just too hard to actually dictate how that's going to work out sometimes. So the biggest thing is to be able to put yourself out there, stay healthy, and be able to throw as many innings as possible.
Yep, and 220 is his mark. But believe me, he goes out there and does it.